We all love to do home improvement projects. We set out on Saturday mornings, we go and buy our supplies, and we come back and we want a totally new look for our home or our yard. But things are a little bit easier than they used to be. On our special edition of Savor the Good Life today, Jay Short is with us from Short & Polk. Thank you for being here.
Hey Laura, good to be here.
We have got some really neat things to show you of how we can incorporate technology to make these projects a little easier. Now, what is the first thing we have here as far as painting goes?
This is a new Porter Voice of Color. And you click here and you can make all your decisions of what you're going to do. You can paint a room, you can look at colors, you can pick a room that you want to paint, and you can pick out sample colors. And you picked out some colors, didn't you, Laura?
I did, and I like the idea. I'm getting ready to redo my kitchen, so I've picked out some that I like. Now, what would I do with this?
All right, you take this little color chip, and we're going to scan it here, and we're going to add these colors to my project. Then pick a room, Laura. What do you want to design?
Well, let's see. We'll go with this one. It looks a little bit kind of like the kitchen that I have at home.
All right. Now, everywhere there's a dot is where you can move the color. So you just grab a color and move and pull it over into the wall.
So I can kind of get an idea of what these look like on a larger scale.
That's right.
Okay, and you can do your trim as well.
And these are some recommended accent colors. So you could take this accent trim here and move to there, and you've got a khaki colored trim. So
it kind of gives you a really good idea of getting to see it on a larger scale versus the small little chip.
Yeah, it's really hard to look at a little chip like this and really decide what you want to do. What's this little piece of color going to look like on my wall?
Right.
And this is really just helps you see how colors go together. It's not perfect, but it gives you a view of how the colors go together.
And when it comes to colors, like you may find a wall color you love, but then you can't find the accent, the trim colors and things like that. But you've got a lot of choices in it when it comes to collections. I had pulled some of these that were really neat.
Yeah, this is the Frank Lloyd Wright collection. And one of the things you can do with it is you can scan it. And so here are the Frank Lloyd Wright colors, and there you can pick and you can add those colors to your project.
So you can get a look customized ahead of time, going to know what goes together, so when you get home you start planning this, you're not trying to paint. The days of having to take sample paint and roll the wall and see if you like it are kind of over.
Well, it makes that a lot less necessary. And then we also have some color chips like this, Laura, that have some bold colors and some suggested trims, and these are some that you may not think of using these colors together, but they go together. And Porter and PPG have done a lot with the Voice of Color to get designers to come in and try to marry these colors together to get you a view of what's really going to look good in your home.
Now, I know you have this in 2 of your stores. You will eventually have it in all 4 of them. Which are the locations that have this right now?
We've got it in Tifton and Sylvester right now, and eventually in Albany and Dawson we'll have this same system. It'll probably be another 6 months before we get it in those stores.
Okay.
It's now, brand new out. We were one of the first Porter dealers in the country to get this set up. And we've only had it a couple of weeks now. We're really excited about what it's going to be able to do to help a homeowner pick colors. And the other thing you can do with this, Laura, is you can actually, once you pick a project and pick your colors, you can email the colors to yourself at home. And then you can also email them to your painter.
So you can have communication with your spouse, your person that's doing your painting job or contract or whatever, to keep, so they get a really good idea. Well, that'll be very helpful.
What we've talked about here is painting a sample room. What we're going to talk about next is how once you email the colors home, you can pull those up on your iPad, pull a picture of your house into it, and paint your room online.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to see how this translates when we look at it on an iPad and use our own home.